Hello there. I am the X-Wing Wave 4 release date.
No, I am the X-Wing Wave 4 release date pushed back.
No. No.
What?
I am. Hello there.
No, I am the X-Wing. No, it's me.
No,
It's me.
I am.
Totally
I am
me.
actually.
What?
Let's get rid of them. I am the X-Wing Wave 4 release date. Hello there. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Barnes & Noble, X-Wing Wave 4, release date shenanigans, and everything. And let's cue the graphic because apparently you can get X-Wing Wave 4. And I've got a bunch of it coming, maybe arriving tomorrow. So last night I actually got a shipping notice that is actually shipping. So hop over to Barnes & Noble right now and you can get some until they yank it off the shelves. I paid expedited shipping to try to get it a little sooner until they get the stuff. So we're going to talk about this because, originally X-Wing Wave 4 was supposed to ship on, be street date of June 6th. And that did happen in Australia, at least for a moment. And, it was not supposed to be. Originally it was, and presumably they had to adjust the street date. Now, we don't know exactly why, whether it was, I'm assuming it had something to do with a distributor somewhere. And basically there was a hold. July 11th is now the official X-Wing Wave 4 date. And it might as well stay the X-Wing Wave 4 date because July 11th is probably going to be about the day that we actually get our points. So if you're planning on using the app or using any of that. Now, there's supposed to be a big points adjustment on the 25th of June, but I doubt they will actually release all of the X-Wing Wave 4 points at that time just because they will be then cutting off half the X-Wing population. Everybody who's not able to get Wave 4 by then will feel at a tremendous loss, whereas everybody who does have Wave 4 by then will have this tremendous advantage. Hey, we can play all this new stuff. Now, obviously, it's not going to be tournament legal until everybody has a chance to get it. Tournaments legal stuff, you has to be available. Street date has to have been met, and for higher level tournaments, I believe it's 11 days after. So there's definitely a window for people who are ordering something online and have to wait for shipping, and all of that comes in. But a lot of people started reporting a day or two ago that they were starting to see these in Barnes & Noble. Now, I went up to my local Barnes & Noble. They did not have any X-Wing Wave 4 on the shelf. The shelves were full, and I did not ask anybody to go back and check for me. I had a busy day, and I just figured I'd stop in, and I didn't feel like pestering anybody. But I did check on their website, and sure enough, they had at least some of Wave 4 available on their website. And I did pick up at least the stuff that I was most interested in seeing the new factor of. I don't really need to see a Falcon or some of that stuff. But I did pick up the N1. I did pick up the Droid Bomber. I did pick up the Resistance Transport, and I did pick up a new B-Wing. And of course, it being Barnes & Noble, I could have saved a lot of money had I gone with my local game store. I also had to pay a lot of shipping for the rush expedited shipping. But I was wondering if they were going to fulfill this, and I feel like it was a safe bet because even if this ends up not showing up, if they get a cease and desist order from Fantasy Flight, I can always just turn around and say, well, give me a refund then, since you didn't ship what I ordered. So I figured it was safe. But at the same time, I wanted to do it right away. That's why I paid extra expedited shipping in hopes that they would ship it before they get this phone call from FFG saying, wait a second. And so just last night, I did get an actual shipping notice, which is good. Although it's, sometimes they print out those shipping notices before they actually bring it to the post office or something. So it's always possible that a shipping notice will still be printed even though they're not giving it to you. There could be some kind of last minute hold, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So make sure you subscribe and click that bell for alerts and see if we end up getting some Wave 4 unboxings later this week. That would be pretty cool. Definitely anxious to see how the new B-Wing flies. I can't wait to get a look at that. Now, we're not going to have all the points for all the new stuff, so that will be kind of discouraging, but you can probably just estimate, and maybe we'll even do a battle report where we just kind of guess the points or something like that. That wouldn't be as fun, but it might be at least a little fun. You can always assume that some ships are able to use the stuff that they actually come with. So you got to wonder a couple of things, though. Is Barnes & Noble going to get in trouble for this? is Barnes & Noble getting some kind of exclusive deal. Now, in the past, FFG has occasionally given a single retailer an exclusive, opportunity to sell something, but not on a national scale. Usually, we're talking like on a convention scale or something where there's some kind of legalese. One example is Star Wars Celebration. One store in particular was allowed to sell Outer Rim months before it came out, and that was Chicagoland Games. And I don't know all of the stuff, but it had something to do with the fact that it's a board game, and FFG's not, it only has the license for like miniatures games for Star Wars because Hasbro has the license for board games, so FFG couldn't sell it out of their own store. So they said, hey, you know what, you've been a cool store, we're going to give you a whole pallet of Outer Rim to sell early, and it's going to drive all these people over to you because they're going to be getting demos of it at the FFG booth, but then they go over there. And so like there's cases where they'll do like some kind of single retailer hookup. But Barnes and Noble's such a strange choice for that. And I don't know. I honestly, I would have thought that if FFG wanted somebody to get the exclusive, especially for something that's they totally have the license for, like there's not even wiggle room, they absolutely have the license to sell these, that the pre-orders would have shipped first. Like I canceled my pre-order when, and I'm glad I did now, because like you pay full, you pay just as much from FFG. You pay them top dollar. You're not getting any discounts there, and you have to pay shipping. But the advantage always was that you would get it early. So I would have thought if you're going to give it to anybody early, give it to your own pre-orders from your own website, because then you're not having to pay a distributor and you're not having to pay shipping. So if you're shipping directly, so it's like, I don't know the exact where the money goes and stuff, but basically like a distributor buys stuff from FFG but at much less than retail price, and then they sell it to the store pays it, so everybody takes a cut along the so FFG, then to distributor, and then to to retail store, and then to customer. Well, they're able to eliminate those two, so it's just like point A to point B direct. So they're honestly, FFG could sell it at a tremendous discount if they really wanted to, but of course you don't want to do that because then you change the price and deflate things and all of that sort of stuff. So without getting into too much of it, like if they wanted to give anybody the exclusive, why didn't they just do it straight out of their own web store? Because then they could have probably made it a lot of money. Maybe it's an ethics thing. Maybe this wasn't just... I feel like this was probably just an actual screw up, but I don't know. But I'm guessing it's a screw up. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Barnes & Noble, and check your local Barnes & Noble. See if they still have them on barnesandnoble.com. They probably still do. At least at the time of me recording this, but maybe by the time you see it, they might not anymore. I don't know if if it's one of those points where it's like, well, if FFG calls them up and says, hey, don't sell this anymore, it's like, well, we already sold everything, I mean, what are you going to do at that point? You might as well just say, well, all right, whatever. Somebody's going to get in trouble. That's what I feel like. I don't know. Something screwed up somewhere along the line, because it doesn't make sense to give it to Australia on the 6th, and then the rest of the world by like the 19th, and then or anybody who orders from Barnes & Noble on the 19th, and then the rest of the world on July 11th, like over a month after the first people got it. It's what kind of way to release product is that? And not even and the pre-orders should have gotten it first, right? So that's just crazy. That's just crazy. I think they should start doing earlier pre-orders. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this, and if you were able to get anything at your Barnes & Noble, because that's what I'm really interested in. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I also want to thank my patrons on Patreon. You guys definitely help and make this type of stuff possible, especially trying to do early pre-orders for things like this where you're having to pay like $30-something for shipping or whatever. Like they really Patreon really is helping make it possible for me to bring you guys a lot of content. So I want to give a big thanks to my patrons. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.